Hello and welcome to another video from Ginger and Travel Coffee Cup. Today we're at a very damp, overcast and rainy Manchester Airport. Let's have a look around at the Aviation Viewing Park, or the Aviation Society Fair. Also have a look at some of the aircraft that aren't normally open, like for example this one and the Nimrod over there. So let's first go and have a look at some planes taking off and landing, and then we'll go into the fair and then we'll have a look around this and the Nimrod. Hope you enjoy it. Got a bit of a challenge, with 23 left this morning. We've got two Ryanairs, Air France and TUI. Singapore should be going out soon as well. Wonder which Ryanair is leaving first. That's going to Cologne, that's going to Paris, that's going to Cork, and that one's going to Girona. Oh, we've got a Ryanair on the roll. Surprise for you when I turn this camera around. Turkish Airlines. Out with a Turkish trio that land here. Gotta say Turkish are my favourite. I mean the variety of planes they send in, livery on the side, and also the fact that they put their tail fin on the winglets at the end as well. Doesn't she look beautiful? A321. God, I love this new phone I've got. If I can zoom in that well, I can see what plane it is. I mean, the other Ryanair is taking off, but there's something about Turkish Airlines. I do love their planes. Strange seeing a very small TUI. So used to seeing the Dreamliners, and they've just got some little Boeing 737 Max, I think. Yeah, I think it's a Max. Air France standard. The other budget airline in Manchester's coming out now, EasyJet. Although in the summer months I wouldn't really call that a budget airline. But I wouldn't really call any airline a budget airline during the summer holidays. Manchester's recently had a heat wave. It's gone back to normal now. Cloudy with a chance of sun, which means me being Ginger, I'm actually now allowed out of the house because me and the sunlight don't really mix. Well, I can't think of a better place to go on an overcast day. Manchester Airport Viewing Park, especially when in the Concorde hangar there's an aviation fair. As you can tell by the title of the video, that's why we're here today, but before it opens I thought I'd get some airliners in. So we're just waiting for something to happen. The EasyJet is still holding. I don't know why, it's the only plane out there ready to go. Having just checked flight radar, the Etihad is on its way out. I've not seen one of those on channel in a long time. So we've seen Etihad takeoff. It's arriving the earliest out of the major Middle Eastern carriers into Manchester, and it's leaving for the majority of the others to turn up. I mean, I know there's an early morning Qatar in as well. I don't know when that's leaving, but our first heavy today is going to be Etihad. There she is, the Boeing 787-10 Dreamliner. Etihad Airways from here in Manchester to Abu Dhabi. I'll just put a picture in now of one I caught the other day, which was in the original colour scheme. There's the Manchester City livery, which I've seen, and the green liner, which is different shades of green. But yeah, first time I've seen a Etihad Airways take off for a while, so let's watch that. Etihad takeoff roll. Well, let's go and see what we actually came here for, shall we? The Aviation Society Summer Fair. Let's go and have a look at what's inside here today, shall we? Now here's a view of the British Airways Concorde at Manchester Airport you don't often see. The rear end with the beautiful tail fin. And there's the proof that it's the flagship GBOAC, and look at those Olympus engines. Imagine those on takeoff with flames out to about over here. Afterburner max. Twice the speed of sound. These engines will probably never, well, if they're in here, will never fire up again. But it still looks beautiful. Now, round the Concorde. Take a look. Oh, I'm about to show you now. Now, you can have just a normal coffee table, right? Imagine having that coffee table. Get a break off the original Concorde. I'm not sure my other half would appreciate me buying that coffee table, but I would love to have it. Blankets. Things I love to get. Tags. Old radios. Airliner World. They're over there. Handmade soap.
Which is yours?
How much the temptation is to go over to a store right now and buy an A350.
Do it and think, oh,
Models that are going out of fashion. Doors to manual now. They're the people that have recently purchased the top half of a British Airways 747, and that's due into Manchester in the next 2 weeks. Definitely going to see that when that arrives. Odd bits and pieces of planes. Why not? Operation manual for planes, more models. So there's something to do at Manchester Airport, the Etihad A380. But if there's one plane that I would love to see, check it out. The Antonov Airlines Lyra. What a beautiful, beautiful aircraft.
Thank you. It's a
That Antonov Myra, a plane I'll probably never see in my life. Sadly, because it got destroyed. Well, I might not be able to see the actual plane, but I might buy the model. I can't buy that exact one, but the manufacturer's apparently in the process of making it. I'll let you know on my Instagram if I buy that, because if I do, I'd love to have it, but I don't think. In fact, I know my missus is like, "You spent how much on that?" But it'd be so worth it, in my eyes, anyway. Now, I wouldn't be me going to an aviation fair without buying something, right? Well, I did. Piece of Lufthansa A340 skin. Worth every penny. But if I can get one of those Myras that are being made, oh my god, I would love that. How in the back of the home video, just sat in the background like, hello. Honestly, if I can do that, wow, that would be just special. I mean, it once did visit that runway over there. There are plans for the second one that was partly being built to be fully built, for it to fly again. There's even talk of rebuilding the one that was destroyed. Can we not have both? Please? But seriously, that would just be incredible. But it's really busy in there. I almost feel like quite bad, like just walking around with the camera going, let me have a look at your stall. Well, I'm not going to buy anything, but let me have a look. So, but yeah, what would my missus be more angry at? The coffee table or a model? I probably think the coffee table, to be honest. If you look at it, it tells you the flight, when it first flew, when it last flew, how many pieces of this A340 there is, and the registration number. So is that the 5,221st piece of this plane out of 8,500? I mean, an A340 is a very big plane, so that does not surprise me. Now, that bus, let's sit on top of it and look at the planes land, but look where it's come from. Place of my most successful video. Definitely need to go back and see that. This one was previously in Scotland, Dundee. That is a very long way away.
I mentioned there that the runways have
There's another one up there.
designations. Mentioned the one closest to us. We are landing today from the west of the
Now, Do you want to see the Avro RJX from a different viewpoint? Well, normally you get off and get on at the front. Not today. They've actually been ever so kind to open both ends, so you can walk in one way and exit the other. They've even got an engine open as well, check that out. Let's have a look inside, shall we? Engine not spinning today, so it's not that windy. God, these stairs are a bit shallow. So you've got the landing light switched on. Flight control surface locks in place do not operate. Obviously.
You coming, Ozzy? Let's go.
No, this is a previous video. This was actually flown from Woodford. And there's the toilet. The lonely toilet. And there's the bulkhead. If that ever came off in flight, you'd have a serious problem. And there's the rear end of the RJX. Admittedly, it's no 747, but still, see 400 on a plane. It's really nice to see. No, this is something you don't normally see. This end open. Wow. You don't often see that. So, from the inside, there's the bulkhead. And there's the tail fin. If we can get it, there's the inside of the engine. Plane was meant to go into mass production and become part of aviation's fleet, but unfortunately the contract that Avro were trying to put this plane in for, it didn't get. The end result was they left Woodford. Woodford became a museum and now a housing estate, because there was not much left of the Royal Air Force Base. In fact, I don't think there's anything left of it apart from where the museum actually is now. And this plane flew from Woodford to here and it never left. Sad, really. It'd have been nice to see this in active service, but BAE closed Woodford and left, and we have been to Woodford once, but it wasn't fully open. Next time we go back, it will be fully open, so we need to definitely do that again. Home of the magnificently, bewitchingly beautiful Vulcan. Of the Vulcan. There is another one that you can actually see on display in the north of England. It's at East Midlands Airport. Now, I was going to go there earlier this week, but I didn't, because when I looked at the flights there wasn't much happening. Because, you know, I love my Queen of the Skies, and we're not going to see one of them on the channel for a while. I mean, I did see one 2 weeks ago when Atlas Air flew one in and took Manchester United to Thailand. In fact, I put a picture of the one I saw in here now. But apart from that, that's the last 747 that flew into Manchester and flew out again. So Will the Queen ever come back in a cargo config, or will anyone else take a 747 up? I don't know. I think the only times I've got to see one ever land again is at an air show, and I'm thinking of going to the Royal International Air Tattoo next year. For all 3 days, it's 130 quid. But hey, 3 days, 3 videos, why not? And maybe, the chance to see the Doomsday plane. No, I'm not making it up, that's generally what it's called. The US military have a plane called the Doomsday plane. But you never know. One day, maybe, the President of the United States might decide, you know what, I fancy going to Manchester. And we see Air Force One just turn up on that runway. That would be brilliant. Pipe dream, but brilliant. I think the last time the President visited, he flew into Heathrow, I think. So, whenever there's a conference, I might have to book a trip to London, you know what I mean? Might need to see Air Force One. Because that is one 747 I would love to see. Because that's the pick. I mean, they're getting new Air Force Ones. I mean, obviously, but they're changing the colour scheme, and the colour scheme they've got now is the one I think they should keep. But I don't pay the bills in the American military, and they choose the paint colours. So never mind. Anyway, gonna have a look at what's on flight radar, and go on that upstairs.
No, you're stay on.
Taxiing across the active runway there for departure to Montego Bay. This is the TUI Boeing 787 Dreamliner. This particular Dreamliner is the original offering from Boeing, the 787-8. But TUI operate a couple of versions, the 787-8 and also the 787-9, which no doubt we'll see an example of during the course of today. Designed, of course, for the long-haul services, and as I say, this particular aircraft is headed for Montego Bay.
And there's something you don't normally see, a plane, Brussels Airlines.
And you don't have to go for
You've got a plane touching down as well. I think it's, yep, it's the standard Ryanair. What a zoom I've got on this camera, wow. So before I saw the tail fin, I thought it was Cathay Pacific. But obviously Brussels Airlines on the side kind of ruined that. Oh, what's that behind it? Oh, we've got the Turkish on its return trip to Istanbul. Beautiful aircraft. My hair is going to blow out a bit, I do apologise. But that's something I've got to do. So we've got Pegasus, Turkish, Sun Express. So that's 3 Turkish airlines. I have to do a challenge where I go on 3 of them and see which one's best. I'm guessing without knowing it's going to be Turkish, but who knows? That's definitely one for the future bank of videos, I think. And it is starting to heavily rain, drizzle. Staying up here because I know Singapore's meant to leave. I know the A380 is due in, so this is going to be pretty cool from up here. The rain in Spain follows that plane because that's just going to Barcelona and it is starting to rain. We want our summer back. Everyone's coming up now to the big BM, which isn't too far away, so we'll try and get their seats. And now those lights red.
So
got
just
one of
taxiing
those.
out there is your Singapore Airlines
Singapore
Airbus
A350 to Singapore.
This is on its way to Singapore. It's quite an interesting flight. This aircraft originates in Singapore, flies to Manchester, then on to Houston in Texas, arriving early on today from Houston, and now it's going back to Singapore. So that's the routing that this aircraft does through Manchester. It was quite interesting. They obviously stopped flying during the lockdown. Then they started up just flying direct flights between Manchester and Singapore, and then they exited out to their pre-COVID destination of Houston in Texas.
Somewhere up there is an A380. Well, let's watch the A350 first, shall we?
So in terms of the Singapore Airbus A350, Singapore, the Manchester to Singapore is actually the second longest service out of Manchester. The longest service being the Cathay Pacific to Hong Kong, literally by a matter of minutes, but it's, as I say, it's the Hong Kong service that takes the accolade of being the longest service out of Manchester.
So we seem to, somebody's lost their house keys, so if anybody has found any keys in the park, if you could hand them into the aviation shop, please. So if there's a set of keys that you find, please hand them to the aviation shop. Thank you very much. Yes, I've got flight with the Emirates Airbus A380 that will be touching down very shortly. And they fly time for this aircraft is just over 7 hours, 7 hours 5 minutes, which is usually about the average. Is 7 hours flying time from Middle East, Abu Dhabi and Dubai. So this aircraft at the front, there's also 2 bathrooms on the front with the showers for first class passengers. Then at the rear on the upper deck is 76 lie flat business class seats, all have aisle access. And then of course you have the bar at the back, and then downstairs you have 429 in economy, so a huge number of passengers on board. The Emirates also do fly a 2-class configuration of the A380, and that will be at the back, business class upstairs, but also there is an economy at the front of the aircraft as well.
From a technical perspective, when the aircraft touches down, for those of you familiar with reverse thrust, which is of course the openings on the sides of the engines that forces the thrust forward to assist in braking, you'll notice that the Airbus A380 only has reverse thrust operating on the inner 2 engines. The reason for that, of course, is some of the runways upon which the A380 operates means that the outer engines are actually over the side of the runway strip, meaning, of course, that there is the potential, if you have reverse thrust, to drag what we call foreign object debris into the engines, and of course that's not a good thing. So as you can see now, the aircraft, as it's rolling down the runway, you can notice that the inner 2 engines have the openings for the reverse thrust, and you can see that the outer 2 engines do not.
Now that is big. Now, seeing that land from up there was cool. God, my hair's a mess. It's getting caught, I think. Aer Lingus taking off to Orlando. The crowd level today is ridiculous. I mean, most goes to the fair, I think. In fact, before I leave, let's go. Let's have one more look round, shall we? Easiest centrepiece of that is, though, isn't it? Concorde, with the people that got her here, the Aviation Society right underneath her.
You too.
Now, just coming up here now on the left, apart from that beautiful Manchester City plane right there, is a plane that we've just seen, but in a livery you'll never ever see it in. An Airbus A380 Southwest Airline colours. No American carrier actually bought any of the planes, which is a shame. I wonder when that gets retired. I wonder if British Airways will give us one of those to put in a museum somewhere. I mean, they saved 3 Boeing 747s and a couple of Concordes. There are the tags. Check this out. You can get a Virgin Atlantic 747 chair for £495. Yeah, I'll do my vlogs in that chair. I think she'll kick off on me about a model, and then maybe, you know, just think, I can spend £1,000 today and buy that and that chair. I'm pretty full. Check the size of these models out. Maybe coming soon. If I do buy it, when I do buy it, and if I do buy it and it turns up, I will do a video with that as the background, and that is a promise. Because I'm not having that just gathering dust in a box. Course manual. So people who are currently doing a 747 restoration job at City Airport, Manchester. One of the two one of the four. Well, 2 of the 4, sorry, of the Olympus engines. There's the other 2, and there's these 2. Beautiful aircraft. You see that Virgin Atlantic thing there? That's the EasyJet one. I've got one of those, otherwise I'll put a picture of it now. So I've bought a few things from these fairs over the last 2 years. Last year I bought that, and this year I bought a aircraft skin. So far. BEA bags, British Caledonian, British Midlands, they don't fly anymore. Air Berlin, that no longer flies anymore. Concorde tour's just finished. More model airliners. No, I'm saving myself for the Antonov. Also, is here we've got the Stockport Radio Society, Manchester Blood Bikes, and a Lightning cockpit. Commentary box is just there. We've got an MG Owners Club over there, all 5 of them. Lifeboats, the buses as you've seen. The Scran Can, what a fantastic name for somewhere where we can get food. But look at that, Lakes Lightning. The Nimrod and the Trident. Oh, Nimrod's on. Ooh, hello. But look what we can do differently than we've not been able to do previously. They appear to be going in the Trident. Well, it'd be rude not to, wouldn't it? I'm here, the camera's here, it's here. Why wouldn't we go in there? Come on then, let's go and have a look. There's a bit of a history of this particular plane.
Which is of course the Cathay Pacific Airbus
Let's go up the stairs. I think that was an optional extra, or maybe just added when it arrived here. Definitely wasn't around when this thing was flying. There's the lavatory, and there's the business end. Three controls for the engines, as obviously 3 engines. Pilot, co-pilot, engineer. As you can see, it has had its seats taken out of the front. I think when they have school trips round, or when they are touring it, this part's used as the tour. You see, look at it, piece by piece. Hopefully this plane never moves again. It's been taken apart twice, well, once already. I don't think it needs to be put together back again. Also, I've just spotted the date. 11th September 2005. Wow. There's the galley. And that's what it did look like anyway. I wonder if they do that with all the forgotten bags at Manchester Airport. Put it on the old planes. Now, from commercial to military, let's go and have a look inside that beautiful beast.
Based on a 20 tail, so most of what you see here is a 1950 tail line. It's just
So just been the cockpit, that was special. This plane's actually based on a Comet, the original jetliner that Britain made. Although it didn't look like this when it was a Comet, it very vastly changed. Looking for submarines. which is exactly what this plane was used for. It was actually used to hunt submarines. Sonar operator.
So that would be over here. We are left to go. Still use it.
Oh, really?
So having said that, I've heard on the grapevine beginning, so we might try like some declassify it. It might be a controlled item in light. I mean, all this has been declassified. I've read the manuals, if you do that. So this is the radar, EMI search water, and this is the final sensor station. So this is magnetic anomaly detector and electricity support issues. So magnetic anomaly detectors are very sensitive magnetometers right at the back in the tail, where it's out.
As this is a former military aircraft, some parts of it are still classified, so they don't know what everything did. And that was just about it for today's video here at the Manchester Aviation Viewing Park. I'm actually stood at the exit of the Nimrod. How cool was that? Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed as much as I did. If you did, please like, share, comment, subscribe, hit notifications about the next video. Me and the Coffee Cup will see you in the next one.